And Brynja was here telling about the art of storytelling. And he has got a very interesting personal story, maybe willing to share later with you. But one part of his personal story is that he came on a scholarship to Iceland to study Icelandic language at the university there through the Department of Icelandic here. So that's one of his story. And it wouldn't have happened if people from Iceland wouldn't come to the north of America to settle down here and find found a new Iceland here near Iceland, which we actually celebrate here today on an academic ground. I have got the presentation prepared for you. All of the photos are mine, except for the last one. I borrowed it from the internet. I also have a personal story to share. From Icelandic perspective, I'm called New Icelander. And people who emigrated and settled down in New Iceland are called West Icelanders. So I also came across the Atlantic from Europe to Iceland because of a passion for the language and the culture and literature. And I studied the Icelandic language, and I work for the Institute of Art in Magnusson. And one of my tasks is to coordinate teaching of Icelandic at universities in the world. I very much enjoy this task, and I gladly take part in anything regarding that and support teaching of Icelandic and learning of Icelandic. So that's part of my personal story, and now I am the new Icelander in Iceland. Yes, so I'm going to talk about the motivation of students from Canada who are not only students, but they apply to the International Summer School of Modern Icelandic Language and Culture. And I want to explore the background of these students from Canada, especially because we are here in Winnipeg at the University of Manitoba. We receive applications from students from all around the world, including students in Canada. And I wanted to explore a little bit more and deeper why people altogether, they are not only students, some of them are already retired and they still apply and we accept them, why they would like to or want to study Icelandic language in Iceland and a summer school. And we receive a lot of applications, between 50 to even 150 or 200 per year. And we have got certain capacities at the summer school, so we can't accept everyone, but we look at the motivation why students come and study. But no, there hasn't been done any research in this field, and especially per country. So this is a pilot study, which I would like to explore further. And I would like to share some insights with you today about the motivation, what motivates students from Canada to come to Iceland and study Icelandic there. So there are clearly roots or connections to their roots, family roots in Iceland. Many of them, they would like to do that, but that's only a hypothesis. So this is not only the reason why students from Canada want to come to Iceland and study Icelandic. But this is a very strong connection. And because of these roots, Icelandic roots, we have now an Icelandic department here, which enables learning Icelandic and which enables later on to strengthen the ties between the two countries, to strengthen the relationships between people and to create new stories. So this is the photo of this Icelandic summer school in Reykjavik. It was established in 1986. So next year, it's going to be the 40th anniversary of this summer school. And it was established because there was need to create a space for people who do not live in Iceland to come to the country and learn the language and the culture. So these are two perspectives, language and culture. So we accommodate students from all around the world, and we offer classes in language and culture, including geology, and we do field trips. And in this way, we combine the relationship between language and society, and offer students a space to learn about the current society and the modern Icelandic. So it's a collaborative project with the University of Iceland. So it has an official name and official number registered at the University of Iceland. And then that is how we can award official university credits to students who need them. So there are 70 hours of language classes and 10 hours of culture, history, geology, literature classes, field trips and museums, and then preparation is done through Icelandic Online. Maybe many of you have heard about this language course online, and this is a very good tool to refresh people's memories about how Icelandic works or functions, and to learn some vocabulary before coming to Iceland to get a little bit more familiar with the language. So there are some research questions, and these two research questions are the main ones because they connect to questions we ask in the application. And they are, what are the factors that motivate students from Canada to study Icelandic? So these questions have been designed for the research here about students coming from Canada. And the second question is, what are the expectations the students have about the summer school? And I'm very excited about delve deeper into this research because I have already looked at the data and I've got some preliminary results which I'm going to share with you. But more than that, I would like to look at many other countries or students coming from many other countries and compare whether there are some similarities or differences and how are they connected. So the methodology is a combination of qualitative and quantitative data. So we have got the data of about the number of students, so the number of applications, I mean, and then we have got background information from students about the gender, age, and so on. All of this is anonymous, and all of the data that we have will be altered so that no one can track back who has applied and who the person is. Even the answers, which I do not have here, will be interpreted so that there won't be any mention of any name or family member or place where they come, or even age. And we will look at the quantitative data. So we will look at their stories, what they tell us, why they would like to learn Icelandic. And these are the most important parts of the research to detect the themes, the overall general themes, and then smaller, more particular themes that are more fine-grained, and how these themes connect all together. And then these themes will create some kind of coding scheme. And this has been based also on research from Bedi, which explored the motivation of international students learning not only languages. So now I'm going to share some data with you. So I'm not sure if you can read all the numbers back there, but these are the years from 2012 until 2025. So I'm actually doing research on applications that are of 1,454 applications. between the years of 2012 and 2025. It's a lot of now applications to go through, but we can find applications from Canada quite easily from this big number between all these years. And so far we have received, since year 2012, 57 applications from Canada, which looks small compared to the big number 1,454. But compared to other countries, there are more than 100 countries actually, or people from more than 100 countries applying. 3.9% of the applications from Canada is actually on average very stable percentage from all these countries. And so here is the chart displaying all the total applicants in blue, and then the green part is applicants from Canada that we are going to look at. So it's altogether 57 of them. And so preliminary results. So we have got the age range, and there are some students who are just about to start university here in Canada. Others have already finished studying the university and work in different places, and they want to come to Iceland to refresh their memory of Icelandic, or they have got connections to family, friends. I found one sentence about a girl finding an Icelandic boyfriend in Greece, by the way. And she, because they both decided to live in Canada, she decided to apply to the summer school to learn Icelandic. So this is another very personal story which expands the scope of Icelandic language and culture even further. And we have got lifelong learners. Sometimes we have got people from Canada, applicants coming twice, because we have got two courses for the beginners and for intermediate. So sometimes people want to apply again and go to the intermediate level. But also we have got retired persons who would like to refresh their memory of Icelandic, and they are all welcome. We really look at the motivation factor, and that is the most important part for us to select candidates or for the space that we have available. So altogether, the age range is between 18 and above. It says 50 plus, but I think retirement age is much more than 50 plus. So the age range is quite big. So that's also one of the findings for us to understand the group of students or people who want to learn Icelandic. So it's not only one particular group, it's a spread out group. Now, we also asked about their previous knowledge of Icelandic, and the gray part, which is the biggest one, nearly 80%, it says none, like no previous knowledge of Icelandic, although some people do mention some words in the application that they would be using here or see in advertisements and so on. And others, they would report basic knowledge of Icelandic. And for us, this is important to know only what to expect from all the applicants, whether there will be only beginner courses or if we can offer both beginner and intermediate. So this is from Canada, applicants from Canada. And now this is the most exciting part, and I colored it because I use colors in coding themes in people's personal stories, short stories. These are very short stories when they write them for us about their motivation. But I'm going to read it out loud so that you can also in the back understand the colors. So here are the preliminary results about motivation for learning Icelandic, and the green part, which is the biggest part, the largest part, is academic motivation or linguistic motivation. This means people often mention various language skills they want to practice, or they refer to their studies here at the University of Manitoba, or they have got specific language goals to become fluent, to be able to speak to their family members. So these are linguistic goals. And so the second largest part is the blue part, and that part is about cultural heritage, which plays an important role in all the applicants from Canada. And then these applicants also mentioned that they want to learn about Icelandic culture and arts as part of their cultural heritage, and also learn about where their family or ancestry came from. So this is all very important. The second important motivational factor why they're applying. And then there are other parts, smaller parts, and the yellow part is personal curiosity. They are curious about Iceland, the life in Iceland, the nature, various aspects of curiosity, literature. So they want to learn more about Iceland. And they also want to learn Icelandic for their self-development. Some of them, they want to ask for some job positions, probably within the university or somewhere. And they mention also their personal growth. Now, the darker blue, smaller part on the right side is about travel and experience and the overall experience of traveling in Iceland. So that also is one of the motivational factors, which is a very important factor for people applying to study at the summer school, because travel also helps to understand the target culture quite well, to know or discover various places, to understand where various statues or art is placed, and to get to know or experience the nature at first hand. So that's also very important. And then the smallest part, which is the dark green part, at the bottom of this diagram, is professional or career relevance. Some of them are PhD students, and they want to pursue their career, for example, in Old Norse studies or medieval Icelandic studies, and they want to learn Icelandic in order to be able to pursue their career even further. So these are the main motivational factors that students or applicants from Canada have when applying to the summer school since 2012. So this is 13 years of time range that we can map or track to help us plan maybe curriculum or the classes for the upcoming years. Now the second part reflects the second research questions about their expectations, like what expectations do they have. One part is why they want to learn Icelandic, which we just reviewed, and the other part is what do they expect from that experience. So again, I'm gonna read it out loud. So the largest part is dark blue part here. It's about language skills, and it corresponds to their main motivation, improve proficiency and fluency in Icelandic. The second largest part is the light blue part, which is cultural immersion and engaging with Icelandic culture. And then we have got the gray part in the top right corner, which is social community related expectation to be able to socialize with other international students, to be part of a community. That's also very important when you are abroad, to be part of a community where you can share your experiences and study together and meet people and do networking. And then we have got two smallest parts that represent the expectations from the students. And these are academic experiences, so they expect high quality of teaching. So no low expectations, they've got high expectations. And they expect also to receive coursework and tasks. So they are actually going to the summer school already with the expectations to work hard and study the language. Students from Canada. And they also expect activities and excursions and trips. And this is in line with what we offer. And again, it in a way reflects their motivation coming to Iceland to study. So why I'm doing this research? First of all, this research has not been done yet in Iceland at all. And as you could see, we have got data from 1,400 applicants, over 1,400 applicants, which is a lot of data since 2012. But I also have access to data from year 2007. So there's a lot of data to be explored. And this helps us all, not only myself, who takes care of teaching Icelandic at universities worldwide, but also to everyone else to gain better understanding why others who do not live in Iceland want to come there and learn Icelandic language. It's very important to be able to have the arguments for others who think that Icelandic is not relevant language, and some of Icelandic people say these things out loud, unfortunately. But this research helps us to gain better insights into why Icelandic language, our language now, is important, or has been, and see maybe some kind of development over time. This research obviously adds value to Icelandic language itself, because it helps to understand how important it is to learn a language and to be able to teach the language to someone else who comes to a different country, or who comes and goes and lives somewhere else and shares their personal stories with other people elsewhere. And then this research also helps us at the summer school to review the curriculum, to see what we can improve, to see what attention is needed, and to see how to attract actually students in the future. As we all know that somehow in general, somehow the fashion for learning languages is decreasing somehow. And we need to understand how to motivate others to learn different languages, including Icelandic. And this research helps us a lot for Icelandic language to be able to determine the factors how to motivate others to learn it. And not to mention strengthening the ties between two countries, Iceland and Canada. And they are already being strengthened. And this event, or this venue, is one of the things that strengthens and collaboration between two countries even further. So this is all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. Tack för er.
Thank you very much, Branislav. Does anyone have any questions or comments that they'd like to begin with?
I just wished I was younger and I could go and do it.
You can still come.
You can still, well.
You're welcome to apply.
I personally find this very interesting. I mean, as an Icelandic teacher, learning about the motivation is a wonderful thing. What I wanted to, you said the next step is then to compare it to some other countries and see if this holds true for other areas as well. Do you anticipate making any major changes to your curriculum as a result of this research, or do you think that right now, definitely you have some of the field trips and the focus on the linguistic ability in that. Do you think that there'll be a change in how much focus you put on different areas of the course, or what sort of changes do you think might come out of this?
Actually, this research is some kind of a second opinion that is reconfirming what we would like to do regarding guest lecturers, for example, inviting guest lecturers to put a different perspective on Icelandic culture, heritage language, and more collaboration with others. Maybe you know the Snorri program here.
Mhm.
Exactly. So we have established again, re-established the collaboration with them.
Yes.
So no major changes, but some adjustments and reconfirmations actually to what we have been doing, because this course will be now 40 years. And sometimes you need to really re-evaluate what you do. But if you receive reconfirmation from the research, and you know that you are on a good track. It maybe needs some adjustments, which is fine, but it's important to do the research in order to get some kind of reflection.
Absolutely. Yes, Stefan.
One of the charts you showed showing the relative applicants from Canada and elsewhere. There was a huge spike, both in Canadian applicants and applicants from elsewhere in the year following the pandemic. Do
Exactly.
you have any insight into why that spike occurred?
Yes, of course, I was very curious about it. Now again, the spike is because of the applications are by application year, not by the year when the school is run. So let's say the spike was until the end of December, and then many less applicants were coming between the 1st of January until the 15th of February, when the deadline is. And one of the reasons is because we were open. We never closed. During the pandemic, we always had the summer school, we never closed down. And we offered two modes, online and on site, and people got to learn about it. And sometimes it needs time, and then after the pandemic they knew, they were always open, and that's probably the reason why we received so many applicants, because it was somehow known that we are on all the time. Yes.
Yes.
My daughter attended a few years back, and at first she was kind of having a hard time settling in. But she enjoyed the entire time, and what she often says to me is that she didn't realize there was going to be so many international students, and it was nice to see other countries in there. And so she's formed really close relationships with kids who attended, or people who attended there at the same time as her, as well as one of the professors. She's still in quite a bit of contact with one of the professors that is there. So she found it to be like really expanded her view of the influence of the Iceland and of the Icelandic language across the world. To see people from Spain or Greece or
Exactly.
all over the place coming to this program.
Yes, thank you for sharing this here with us. That's another very important part of the international summer school. People get to meet other people from other countries who share the same passion. And then the stories, they go on. The ties strengthen, and the people learn about even West Icelanders at the summer school. And not much is known about actually the immigration pattern from Iceland during the 18th and the 19th century. So it's good that your daughter enjoyed it, and thank you for sharing that.
Anyone else have any questions or comments they'd like to?
So I'm
Yes.
curious, that essay you had us write at the end of the course, is that for this?
Now, the essay
No?
is not for this.
Oh, okay.
The essay is for your own reflection,
Oh, okay.
but because there are 4 topics and they
Right.
do not correlate to
Oh,
the
okay.
research, and we only look at the applications.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
But yeah, it was really neat and fun being with students from other countries, and like all the most of the students from the year I went, we're all still in a Facebook
yeah, that's very
group
nice.
chat together, and a lot of them get together on Monday afternoons and practice. Unfortunately, I almost always have classes then, but eventually I'll be able to join them. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had one little bit I wanted to add at the end, which was, one of the questions I always deal with is the question about what are you going to do with Icelandic? When students approach me about studying it, or often when I was at the Icelandic festival in Gimli, and students would come by with their parents. And their students were very interested in learning Icelandic, and the parents would then wanted to, but what are they gonna do? Right? What kind of job are they gonna get? And I appreciated that the students don't seem to be focused on that in your research. The professional side of it was just a small bit at the end. It was really focused on the culture and the language and personal interest rather than any kind of professional motivation. And I think that for me as a language teacher, I think we need to stop worrying about all that stuff and let students really pursue their passions, and the profession will take care of itself.
Yes, there is one though part when applicants mention the profession, the practicality of Icelandic,
Yes.
when they are pursuing further career in academia. PhD students in Old Norse studies or medieval Icelandic studies. So that's there are not so many, but some of them they mentioned the practical part.
Sure.
But other than that, it's passion. But the language opens so many doors. I mean, learning a language, knowing a language, speaking one opens so many perspectives. I mean, very many perspectives, and it's just one language. Imagine when people speak more languages. So thank you.
Yes, thank you as well.